Well, next tonight, we are talking rubbish. Not for the first time, some of you might think, but sadly there's no shortage of litter right across the region, and tonight we're after your views on how to tackle the problem.
But before that, it's emerged the #1 source of fast food litter in Manchester is Greggs the Baker's, and in Liverpool it's McDonald's.
So is it really that difficult to put rubbish in a bin or to take it home with you? And what will it take to make us keep the northwest tidy? Matt O'Donoghue has this report.
Greggs, McDonald's, Subway. Their branding has become as much a part of our high street as, well, as their litter has. No longer is our land quite so green and pleasant, says Keep Britain Tidy, and whose fault is it? Well, it's ours. Keep Britain Tidy's been at the forefront of campaigning against litter for years. They've tried to frighten us into action, and they've played on our sense of social responsibility. So as scare tactics and guilt still haven't worked, Keep Britain Tidy has come up with their branded litter campaign. It's demanding that the fast food industry takes more responsibility for their food and their packaging. But according to researchers at Manchester's Metropolitan University, the fast food industry needs to take note and watch where their litter ends up.
Well, there's a context effect taking place that the dirty environment of the rubbish is affecting people's view and perception of the brand that they're seeing. So, it's common sense, really. You think if you see something in a very negative and poor environment, you are going to be affected by that environment.
In Manchester, Greggs the Baker's were named the #1 source of fast food litter across the city's streets. Its customers were responsible for more than a third of all the wrappers, the cartons and the uneaten food dropped on the pavements. Now in Liverpool, more than half that fast food litter comes from local kebab shops or chippies. But it's McDonald's that's named and shamed, with just over a quarter of all the gutter rubbish coming from them.
I do see the odd, you know, the men that pick up litter, which I think is very good, but they just need a few more bins about, and they need to empty bins on time.
I think all these food outlets should be more responsible for their own litter.
It's everywhere that you look, and it's getting worse. You know, there are more and more fast food outlets opening every day. Fast food litter is a massive, massive problem.
So while it's the council taxpayer who picks up the bill for picking up the litter, in the long run it's the retailers who need to watch out. The more of their litter we see in the gutter, the more likely we are to shop somewhere else. Matt O'Donoghue, Granada Reports, Manchester.
So what can we do to help clean up our streets? Now, if you saw someone throwing litter, would you tell them to pick it up?
And is it just that we can't be bothered to pick up litter? Please email us now at granada.reports@itv.com.
Yeah, or text your views. Start with the word Granada, then your message to 63332. Please say who you are and where you're from, and we'll read out as many as we can at the end of the programme.
OK, lots of views on litter. John in Wigan says, I was following a car on my motorcycle when someone threw a paper cup which hit my helmet. I think they should be fined.
Dave from Bredbury said, if I was in charge and saw people dropping litter, I would make them sweep the street for a week. Sounds like a good idea.
Alan Wilson in Widnes, I agree with you. There's too much rubbish in the region. You should have laws like Scotland where you can get an instant fine. That would stop the problem.
Christine in Aglington says a lot of people are afraid of telling people to pick up their litter in case they are verbally attacked.
I think people should use the bins, and if they don't, what would they think if it was outside their house? They wouldn't like it. That's from Lisa in Morecambe.
Mrs S in Haydock says little out should be caught on CCTV and approached by security and fined for being lazy.
Patricia Whiteley says it's not just litter, it's broken beer bottles too.
And Annie in Chester said, I would be too afraid of the consequences to tackle anybody for dropping litter.
And Barry Dean, best way to get rid of litter is to send it to Westminster with all the other rubbish we send back.
Oh, good one.
Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow. Bye.